Hi everyone, I hope you're well and thank you for tuning in. Today I want to talk about the importance of asking the right questions to your clients that will lead to better feedback, better understanding of your client's needs and closing a lot more deals. Does that sound good to you? Alright, perfect. Now yesterday my friend sent me a message and on that message was a video of him being interviewed by this company to get feedback about the products and service that he'd been using. Now I love companies doing this, reaching out to their clients and understanding what's good, what's bad and how they can improve. But the problem was, this guy had a list of questions, and nothing was going to stop him from asking these questions. He'd ask a question, my friend would give a great response in such a way that there was 4 or 5 gems there which would actually answer the question which he was going to ask next. But because the guy wasn't listening to what my friend responded with, he'd ask the next question because that was the list it was going in. That was the most important thing. He had to ask these questions and nothing else was going to stop him. And for me and for my friend, it came across not professional and it came across like he wasn't listening to what my friend was responding with. So as much as it's great that you're reaching out to your clients, make the most of it. Make them feel even more like you're listening to what they're trying to say. So new business and retention, these are both key things. You need to listen to what your client's saying. I'm going to go through this. But first I want to tell you that when I first started selling, this happened to me quite often. So I finally learned the skill of asking questions to have a needs analysis written down. Very, very important. But the problem was I was so set on asking these questions that I wasn't listening to what the client was saying. And it led me to missing out on a lot of deals because of it. It was probably worse than how I was before because at least like there was probably a level of listening before, but because I was so set on these questions to be answered, I didn't take in everything they were saying, and it caused me to not be able to handle objections and not be able to direct them to their specific needs, which is what you need to do. You're there to solve a problem and you do that by listening to their problems and directing them exactly to the point where you're going to solve it for them. All right, so I want to go through some points here now, but I just want to say as well that once I was able to do this, I was able to close a lot more deals. I'd finished top of the sales targets, I'd get all those bonuses, and I was getting a lot more recognition within the company as well, which allowed me to move up the ladder, and get that respect which I wanted as well, to be seen as a professional salesperson. So you're getting more deals because you're listening, and it's being done in an ethical way. You're listening to their problems and you've got a solution for them. And I want to show you some tips on how to do this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a list. And if you can't see this, I've put it in the description box in the content piece, so don't worry about it. But we're going to go through it now. So why are you calling the clients? Why are you meeting with them? What's the agenda? Have this laid out. When you're about to ask somebody a question, we're about to go through a list of needs analysis. Say, I'm going to ask you a list of questions now that's going to help me understand your needs better and I'll be able to help you better like that. Is that okay? Perfect. So then after, have those questions written down. But don't make the mistake this guy did and the one that I did as well by not listening because you're so ready to ask the next one. You've not taken down those gems, taken it in. After that, we want to have a rhythm to what we're asking. Very important. Don't confuse the client with asking random questions left to right. Have an order of what you want to go by. Build that rapport with the client. And that's what happens when you're asking these questions. The client feels that you're listening to what they're saying. And it does work. They're more open to speak to you and give you better feedback. Then, these questions, don't just have yes and no ones. You want confirmation, yes, but have thought-leading questions. And what I mean by that is when the client sits back and goes, you can see them thinking, that's a good question. I assure you, it gets you a lot more than what you think. They're giving you such good information back. And it shows that they're taking an interest, not just like coming up with random stuff. They're happy to give you insight into what their needs are. And what this does is it builds the ammunition that you need when you're going to be handling objections. So if you've got 5 or 6 things that are written down that you've asked, that the client has said that are pain points to them, and then they come up saying, well, I don't really see the value, you've got all of these points written down and you can go back to them with it because you've listened. And what does this lead to? The client sees that you're taking an interest And as I said, they're more open that way, 100%. You're going to get more demos, you're going to get more meetings, yeah, which is going to create more opportunities. So your ratio of close to win is going to go up because you're getting more leads, more demos, more meetings, and more opportunities. You're going to get better feedback about the product, okay, which is very important. So you can either give that feedback to management, yeah, which they can make changes to improve for your clients, and then you're going to have better knowledge because the more down the sales cycle you get, the more you're going to know if the client actually needs the product and how good this product actually is in the market. Yeah, so you always want to be a problem solver, but very important is that this product actually solves their problem. And then with that, which is what I said at the beginning, you're going to get the more important thing, which is more deals, which is what I promised you. Yeah, so thank you for tuning in, guys. Any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Cheers.